life.
Bet.
I don't believe the fucking Rado got dog walk like that. They let Utah beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I ain't
That
think it
was
was gonna go like that.
crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
Disrespectful. Like bad.
like no, like for real. Like I was like,
Yeah, but that's Dion's fault, man. Going niggas was late coming back home. He ain't start them niggas. Got they ass whipped.
are we making statements versus Utah?
Yep.
That's not,
He don't give a fuck.
that's not
That old school shit, but these little niggas make too much money and they can transfer. They don't give a fuck.
true.
They gonna leave. All right, you want? That's what you doing? I'm out of here. He better be happy all these schools losing motherfucking coaches because that's gonna keep niggas around. But Indiana gonna get whoever they want out of the portal.
Indiana's finna get some dog shit.
School buffs.
Stefanski said, I don't give a fuck how bad Dylan look. He my starter. Fuck Shador. At this point, that shit like disrespectful. Hopefully they trade him somewhere. Get him the fuck up out of there. Cause there's no way he ain't better than Dylan Gabriel. That motherfucker throwing the ball to Ghost. He finally threw a bomb. That shit got picked. Fast as hell. Let me get that.
Yeah, he only thrown like 5 or 6 deep passes or some shit like that.
Yep, all them incomplete. Throwing them out of bounds. All type of shit. He terrible. That nigga fucking bum. Yep. Throwing them out of bounds. Alright, I just want to make sure we're live. We are live.
USC.
Did I post it in the chat? You gotta listen to Beavis and Butthead. They be blowing my shit. Beavis and Butthead. Colorado's worst loss. We've been frauded by the dad. Like, nigga, your whole channel tripping because of the dad. Fuck you talking about? Let him leave Colorado and see how fast y'all go back to butt his shit for 12 years.
Clemson.
Fucking annoying. Come on in, man. They had the chat fucking chipping today. I wish we can. I gotta find a way. I'm quite sure I can do it. Like at least on like one of the social platforms, like where we could show the chat what the conversations was like for the day. That'd be hot if I could do the podcast show and had the chat conversations chipping. Like we ain't got enough motherfucking audience for that yet, though. Not enough live audience for that. Niggas going crazy in the comment sections, but be all in the chat going nuts. Today was hype. Nice little hype and Homecoming 2, Season 4.
Hey, Michael, you better get your shit the fuck together, bro.
A lot has happened since Friday night. We hit this shit to the college football conference championship games, and we just got out of them last night, and now we in the playoffs. We got a lot to talk about, man. Award winners. We got to talk about season stat holders, record holders, who had the most stats this year with players, individual play, what players stepped up. You know, we got to talk about the fucking diaper dandies, and not just the diaper dandies. We got to talk about an early National Signing Day and who went where. I mean, it's 32 5-stars in the country. All 32 are verbally committed. They are now nationally early signing periods, where all those guys have signed their letter of intent in the early stage of National Signing Day. So it's a whole big type of conversation that can go on today and Homecoming right now. This is CFP talk. Definitely are in the college football playoffs last year. Was an amazing playoff run. Can we follow it up again? We do got new teams in the playoffs this year for the first time. How about Georgia Tech's coach? No, Nebraska coach Sane left Nebraska for Georgia Tech. Had a half a season with them, and then played a full year this year and found their ways in the CFP playoffs.
Some of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Are
Other
we
ass.
are we talking about Louisville being in the playoffs for the first time and they're under Coach Rob?
Shout out Rob.
Funny thing is,
Shout
I
out
picked
Rob.
them to play in the SEC, in the
Oh,
ACC championship this year. They didn't get in that, but they did make the CFP playoffs.
mm-hmm.
With teams that was supposed to make it that didn't make it, Beller's in the playoffs. The Big 12 over the last two seasons have gotten three users in the playoffs 3 straight years. Texas Tech, they fell off this year, all the way off. Arizona State, Colorado, and Beller is in the playoffs from the Big 12, representing the Big 12. The SEC, you got Tennessee, the Vols. They some might be calling them the most scariest team in the playoffs, and they got a
I
big game
think
tonight, kicking off in about an
Tennessee was
hour.
been in the offs before.
Nope, first year.
Tennessee, Louisville, Georgia
Colorado
Tech.
and Coach Prime makes the playoffs for a second time. How about they winning the conference for the first time under Coach Prime? Finally got over their nemesis, their arch rivals, Arizona State, in this year's 2028 CC's, the conference championships in Arlington, Texas, and in Jerry's world. They finally got over the hump, giving themselves their first Big 12 championship since they joined the Big 12. So shout out to Colorado. How about Alabama, Oklahoma, finishing their conference championship game? And I keep telling everybody, they're bowl qualifiers. Those two conferences, Big 10, Big 12. I would say in our league is the ACC and the Big 12 in the SEC. If you go to the ACC or the SEC championship, whether you win or lose, you are not going to be out of the playoffs, depending on what your record is in that game. If you're a one-loss team, two-loss team, and you lose, you're not going to be out of the playoffs because they're qualifiers. Now that it's a 12-team playoff system, they're qualifiers. Those two conferences kind of hold the big weight. Like in real life, it's the top five of the SEC and the top five of the Big Ten. But in our league, I think it's ACC splits with the Big Ten, but the SEC really gets the any three-loss team in the SEC got a high chance of being in the playoffs. So you can go all the way down to their fourth seed, right? Like the championship winner, the championship runner-up, and then the third and fourth teams are always in a situation where they had a shot. I knew who got kicked out of the playoffs for Baylor. Auburn was in the play. No, they lost. Auburn lost to Alabama in the Iron Bowl, and that's what kicked them out of the playoffs. Because we were trying to figure out last night who the hell
Mm-hmm.
Baylor jumped in over, right? But I think like Falky was right. Baylor was always in it. Um, all right, as we turn over the new year, like we will talk about the conference championship games, but we got to talk about what happened after those conference championship games. And I'll ask Falk this question first. Do you think the awards race, because they don't come out until after the CCs are over, do you think those games played a part in who won awards this year? Or you think those awards was locked up before that? Any of y'all can answer that question along
I
with
ain't about to say I don't know where
Falk.
fuck. Yeah, I'm about to say, but I definitely think it plays into it. Kind of like those last couple of game stretches in the NFL or in the NBA. You got those couple of games. Like I wouldn't say it's the end of the season for the NBA, but you got a period where you're just looking for that MVP to solidify why they're just that valuable. I think the CCs is like the staple on the packet that's being built for the portfolio for that year.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So we get into conversation of 2028 before this season closes out right now, man. When we show who the bracket is, we got to do who the top 25 teams were, and then like coming back next year. Let's start there with that conversation. We'll go top 25, and then what teams we expect to be like that next year. Like there really be a team that like last year I thought Louisville would be a team that would be like that, and they are. They're in the playoffs right now. I also said Tennessee. Who we gonna
Except
find
Florida
out with
State,
that
but
now?
Florida State just had a coaching change. That's the other team.
That's correct. That's information too, right? Like the fact that Florida State coaches coaching at a high level, they were doing big things. They got a playoff win last year, and his alma mater is Miami, right? And it's a job he couldn't turn down, right? Miami was fired. Coach was fired mid-season, right after the Florida State Miami game, and it was hired now. Like that was the best move, right? The move right away, right now. Wait till the end of the year because then you get to keep
Yeah.
those recruits. The recruits know who the coach is already, and you get to get your recruiting done and keep it on par versus coming in at the end of the year. Now the crazy thing is are we going to see a mass exit too with those two teams? Because you know when coaches get fired or changed, guys, the portal opens up right away for those kids to be able to hit the portal and start finding new teams.
Talking
So
about
hopefully,
Florida State and
Florida State and Miami and Beller, right? Because Beller
yeah.
fired their coach as well. So do we see a portal exodus from that? I know the guys that know going to look at them rosters right away. If you know, you know, nigga. You know who you are. Reach for the stars. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna start with top 25 CFP, top 25 teams. You ready to go downstairs with? You got one already? All right, I'm putting another one for you. All right, all right. So, respectively, Clemson is number one in the CFP right now. They finished with one loss regular season, and that loss was not conference. They went 8-0 in the ACC. Now they did play the number one team in the ACC championship game, and I think that catapulted them to the number one ranking right now. So, Max, I'll go with you first, man. Talk to me about Clemson having the number one spot. Do you believe that that's right? That they're supposed to be the number one team in the nation right now?
Um, I don't feel like they're not worthy of it as far as like the
Arizona
user of the
State.
team. I think this year is a very special year for Clemson. Honestly, for being honest, I think Bryce has them elevated, which we kind of projected or said that's kind of what the goal's got to be to get a quarterback like that after having the quarterback that you did have and getting still to where you got to with that quarterback. So I think this is just right timing, honestly, for them to seal the one at the end. Just kind of again closes another staple on Bryce Underwood's season as a Clemson Tiger.
And then, to me, in my opinion, I think it's rightfully so because if you look at it, before they played that ACC championship game, North Carolina was ranked number one and Clemson was number two.
Two,
And
yeah.
you got to flip that. Both of them with one loss, and you got to flip that. So I like them being at number one. The crazy thing is I didn't expect Colorado to go from 5 to 2. Um, and because of that, that's weird. That's kind of weird. I didn't think they'd put a Big 12 with that schedule there. Hold it down, Max.
All right. I think it was just because I think Brandon was ranked two and Falk lost, so you can't just generously gift Falk two just
One
because he
game down
lost the two and
Colorado
just
next
swap it like
smiling
that.
face with
You gotta
sunglasses.
give accreditation to Colorado for beating that like beating the Arizona State team in a neutral site who's I think them even playing into them having them number a little bit and the fact that they beat them by a little bit more of a margin than what North Carolina lost that it just made sense kind of. Four was going to be an automatic jump, and then I think since you beat three, that you jump three automatically two, and then since two lost, one lost, it just kind of all worked out since Falk lost and Arizona State lost. I think you would have saw some different numbers if Falk wins, Arizona State still lost. Like if Clemson lost at two, I think you would have saw something different there. But
All right, hold on. Can you hear me, Max?
yeah,
All right, I kind of missed that off of what I said with Colorado going from 5 to 2 uh, and being in that number two. I don't know if they deserve that. I mean, they are undefeated, right? And I think over the last 2 years, the Big 12 had three representatives in the playoffs. So, in my opinion, I do think it carry a little weight, but I don't know if you pick them over a one loss North Carolina or a one loss Ohio State. I could probably understand Oklahoma, Alabama, but like number two,
I think it's just the fact that the margin of what I was saying, the margin of what you won by is greater than what the margin that UNC lost, and then you also take into the fact that Arizona State was ranked higher than Ohio State's win, even as big as it is. Ohio State's win versus UCLA. So it still comes down to seeding and like
But they hung
the
70 on UCLA though, right? Like UCLA was ranked 9 before that, or ranked 8 before that game was played, and they pitched 70. I mean, they beat them by 50. You don't think that should have jumped them to number 2? I mean, I know they were coming from farther down. They were coming from 7. That's a big jump, right, from 7 to 2.
yeah, I just think that's a big ask, and you were at 5, so it's like 4 was automatic, 3 you just beat 3, and 2 is now getting bumped up. It just leaves nothing but. I could see the 2 or 3 argument, but like the way the flow of everything is, and everything being so late with those wins, and again the margin of what the win total was versus UNC's loss total. I think it makes sense to me. It makes just
And
as much sense as the swap for UNC Clemson in a sense.
because we've been, I mean, I know it's playoff time, and each team that played in that conference championship were playing highly ranked teams, right? But I'm gonna say this because every team played a top 10 team, in my opinion. But you saw right before the conference championship, you saw games being lost late, and guys like you fell from 3 to like 13 playing, losing to Tennessee, and we watched
Yep.
Albert fall from the LSU coach fell from
One
4
to four to three. I
to
mean to
13.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so them falls were heavy. So do you think because each conference championship that was played in the power conferences were top 10 matchups?
Yeah. That definitely like I just feel like all that plays into, and I said the margins. I don't think Ohio State, as big as their margin is, it doesn't close the gap on the matchup of the numbers strictly because college football is numbers.
Now, another thing I was talking about was the two automatic qualifier conferences, which right now in our league is the ACC and the SEC. Do you think because UCLA lost by 50 is the reason why they fell one spot under Georgia Tech? They fell from
Yeah,
8 to 12, right?
I think their point margin is the only reason why.
If that was a one score game, is UCLA in the playoffs right now?
I feel like yeah. The thing is, who was at 11 now?
Georgia Tech was at 11.
I mean, who's at
No,
10 now?
Beller's at 10 right now at 10 and
But
2.
Baylor didn't play a game,
They didn't
so
have a
it's
game
like
to
Baylor.
play,
Maybe Baylor wouldn't be in, maybe because they
and
didn't have a game.
LSU at 10 and 2 is sitting at 13. But this is a situation where not playing a game hurt them.
Yeah, back-to-back losses like that and not being able to redeem yourself hurts.
Mir, she said, "Yeah, that's great. You could talk, Mir. You heard me?
Man, she ain't say that.
I swear to God, she just texted me. Yeah, that's great. You want me to share play?
Nah, you ain't gotta do that. I'm fucking with you. Hey,
Yeah.
man,
I,
I
I
can
just
never fuck with nobody.
I just sent you the podcast. Watch it while you riding around.
I was listening to it last time.
I know. You listen to it now.
I know she said that's good though.
Yeah, she said that's perfect. She said,
Where
yeah,
the
that's
hell?
great. She actually said,
Where the hell
okay,
Falk
that's
at?
great. I don't know where Falk went. We need him on though.
Yo, Falk.
Let me
Man
text
said
him.
he was here, and then
You.
just
There you
there you
go.
go. I'm about to say,
All right.
man
You
said
want
he
me
was
to
here,
listen
and
to the
then
podcast now?
Yeah, I'm hanging up. I already sent it to you. All you gotta do is look at your text message.
Alright, gotcha.
All right, love you, bro.
Alright, love you too.
All right. All right, my bad. But yeah, so all right, so look, Max, I got another question for you, right? Points matter right now. I think Boone had a major issue with this. Let's talk about it. Beller was having a stellar year and fired their coach for the Miami coach. Do you think it's
hmm
fair that the Miami coach comes from getting fired from Miami to taking the Beller job and sitting in the playoffs?
I would tell Boone to watch where Brian Kelly goes for his next job. I guarantee it's going to be somewhere you probably are like, is that fair? It's called being a blue chip. When you're a blue chip, sometimes you get them unfair advantages.
That nigga ass.
It's a lot of ass coaches on some good teams, though. Penn
Like,
State.
like, like he kind of came over and benefited, and he won his last 2 games as the coach there.
I think that's a good thing, though. You look at it like that and say, like, maybe Miami just wasn't. Sometimes there is just bad fits, bad meshes. Maybe Big 12 is more his speed. That's what I would say. I think you got to give him the season to figure it out.
My mom downstairs having a full
Nah,
conversation
let him
right
play
now.
against Ant. You know what I mean? And not, nah, hell no. That motherfucker ain't played nobody. He benefited from it though.
I
Next year
mean, the
might not be so
ACC, he
lucky.
had to play Falk, Clemson, Shoguns, Rob.
All I'm saying is it went sweet over there. So why you left?
Baylor was in the middle of a run, right? Like they were having a great season, and
Notre Dame.
their coach got fired with controversial, right? Like they got caught on some
Baylor
A's and shit. They was
Asco
on
FR.
some what's the coach? What's the coach that used to coach Florida, and then from Florida he won a couple of championships with Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer. Remember if you watch that Netflix shit with Florida Gators, they ain't tell you everything. But one of the things they was doing was them army mat thing. They was letting players fight, holding accountable, like niggas getting punched in their mouth for jumping out of line or jumping off sides, all types of shit. They got caught doing that. So he got fired in mid-year. They just happened to do the same thing Florida State coach did, where they was already ready to hire another coach. So the Miami coach took the job, and he came over there to a winning program already. And so what he did was he just became the CEO, where he didn't interfere with what their assistant coaches and all the other coaches on the staff was doing. They kept everybody. He just came over, and then at the end of the year, they probably gonna make major changes to bring in assistants and all that stuff, depending on how they go throughout this playoff run. But again, I'll even ask you, Falk, like that's a steal to a playoff. Think about the team that's not in the playoffs right now. A team that was idle, that even though they were having a good year in the Big 12, are now in the playoffs with a new coach over there that played 2 games with them. I could argue Washington benefited from that year, his first year joining the
I
league as
was
well.
so I was literally like, I mean, but like Washington literally walked himself into one. It just was year
Yeah,
one.
but you can't get your ass beat the beginning of the season then jump ship. You know what I mean? Well, get fired and then go into
Well, I
a
mean,
contender.
if what y'all saying is true, it's one and done.
I was about to
What
say,
y'all
yeah. I
Yeah,
saying
mean,
is
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. We ain't worried. It's just what lose to Nebraska, LSU first two, so you start 1-2. Then I think you lose to Notre Dame. Like I don't know. Then you jump ship or get fired.
He left
I
after the
don't
Florida
know.
State game.
Oh, so he lost to Florida State,
and
and
then
then he
Florida
left.
State took his
So that's
job.
so that's four
Crazy.
losses. That's
That's
four
crazy as
four user
shit.
losses. Week 9.
And walked into a chance
Imagine,
to go to a national championship.
imagine losing your job to the guy that just beat you the week before.
Like, imagine how gangster the athletic director got to be to go hard. Like, he had to have that conversation right after the game. Hey, man,
Tampering something.
right?
Maybe that's what this is. Maybe he's a
Kim
victim of tampering, Boone.
Kim Beller and that air raid system shocked the world. They got to play a juggernaut right away.
Who the fuck they
Can
gotta play?
Arizona State? Can they shock the world? Is
This
is
is
this a bye week for Arizona State, or can Coach Harold
Double ball.
take that Beller team and give that Arizona State team a
Double
problem?
ball.
double bias. Fucking
It's
crazy.
talking
Dang.
about double ball. His starters ain't even playing.
Say that again.
Third string gonna get caught.
Oh wow.
Double ball.
Double bias.
Nah,
Fucking
niggas ain't
wild.
even hear the tunes in the background. I'm gonna say it again. That's a double buy. Watch Booney.
Double ball. That motherfucker ain't even Arizona State. Brandon ain't watched no film with a motherfucker.
He ain't
Not a
worrying
He
about
lick.
no
watched
Not
he
film.
watched the
a.
film
He about to go into
technically.
that shit. He about man. Listen. But listen. At least, Baylor was one of those teams I wish somebody would have took. So
Game
shout out to
over.
Baylor, man.
They
They got
played it
nice
already.
unis and shit.
Game over. We ain't gonna talk about scores yet. All right.
Yeah, just tell me if the game over though. Good lord.
All right. So Alabama and Oklahoma fair simmed it. What was that score of that game?
46-40.
God
rocking,
damn.
They was rocking.
rocking.
That's back to
Even
back.
in the
Look,
sim, even
even
in
in
the
the sim.
sim.
Yep, back to backies. So
Damn.
and look, and in that situation, Oklahoma damn near jumped up into a fucking quarterfinals off of that game, right?
Lucky.
Alabama fell 2 spots, and Oklahoma jumped 2 spots. Um, Arizona State fell from 3 to 7, and being at 3 is a great reason. That's because the Big 12 is kind of hard to lose late, but the fact that we didn't have to play each other in the regular season allowed both of us. Whoever lost that game, it didn't really matter. It just mattered for seeding. Really, I think either one of us would have fell out of the playoffs. Although I do think Colorado couldn't afford to lose big in that game. Like, it would have got blown out, it could have been ugly for us. Like, so then you're looking at, again, North Carolina sitting at 3 right now. Uh, Ohio State goes from 6 to 4. Do y'all think that's justified after putting up 50, beating somebody by 50? A top
What
8
was you
team?
see?
UCLA was ranked
Yeah,
8.
I do. I do.
2
I do.
spots, cause then like, all right, so I was at what, 7 to 5.
They got it right because they do got them in front of you. They did beat you on every
Yeah,
head-up
as long
matchup.
exactly. I was about to say if he's in front of me, then he's still. I think that's right.
And they in front of Alabama because they lost to Alabama, and they actually lost by 21 to Alabama. But I think Alabama with 3 losses. My
And
question
then
is,
me
if
beating me, and
Oklahoma,
then me beating Bama, I think puts
if
it
if
definitely you're gonna be
if
in front of
Bama
Alabama.
would have won that game, is Bama in the quarterfinals right now?
Maybe.
Guaranteed, right? It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, cause he was
I
at what,
think so.
5? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he was sitting
He
at 4. No, he was sitting at
he would have
4.
held. He would have moved to 3, and then Arizona State would have. Ooh,
If
yeah.
me and Clemson wasn't 1 and 2 in the country at the time, and that happens, definitely. I think it just fell,
If he's at 4, even if y'all are 1 and 2, and he's still, you would move to what, 3, Falk? Falk would
I
have
think
moved
I
to
would drop
3.
out. I think if I wasn't if
Nah,
I wasn't 1 or 2, I think I would drop out of the top 4.
not, nah, because it still needs another team. Ohio State, what is that, 4 right now?
Nah,
Ohio
nah,
State's at
nah,
4 now,
Rand would have been in the quarterfinals. It would have been Ohio State, Alabama, Colorado, and
Colorado and
Clemson.
Alabama, yeah,
And
and Clemson,
Clemson.
yeah,
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 because the question would have been, do you fall out? I still don't think you would have fell out of the top 10 if you'd have lost that game. I think
nah.
you'd have
It's just
still
the
been in.
margin. The margin would have mattered a
Yeah,
lot.
so, but if that game was 40-46, Alabama, I think you don't fall far. I think you fall like Falk did, 2 spots.
Yeah, from 6, I might have would have been at 10. Like Baylor might not have would have been in. This is back to where Baylor might not have would have been in because I probably would have outranked
Volume.
Baylor by schedule, and my 3 losses, it would have outranked Baylor's schedule.
So you saying Georgia Tech would have got in over Baylor? Would Baylor with 2 losses and Georgia Tech with 3?
No, that would have been. That's what it was. Georgia Tech would have been. It'd have been Georgia Tech out,
Yeah, because
and then me in.
I think well, you're still in, so who will we be replacing Georgia Tech at that point, right?
Yeah, it would have been. Well, it would have been Louisville's in. Well, who did somebody else played that affected that outside show?
UCLA, that loss that UCLA took moved Ohio State into the quarterfinals, right? And we're doing an if game. If Alabama, maybe it's just a switch. I don't know how far. I don't think you dropped that far. I think if Alabama would have beat you, they would have been in the quarterfinals. I think Falk go to 5,
Confirmed, definitely. Yeah, Falk go to like 5 or 6 where I'm at, something like
and
that.
yeah, or 5 or 6, and you go from 5 to probably like 8, 9, even 11. But I just don't see you falling that far with a close margin loss like that. Like, because you got to think about it. Alabama went from 4 to 6. So let's just say you went from 7 to 9, right? Louisville
Hmm.
not in.
But how many losses did Louisville have?
They only got 2.
They
Tennessee,
would have got in over
Baylor.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they'd have been in over Georgia Tech.
Even with UCLA
So
losing,
so not
losing
so
now,
not
the
so
biggest
nothing would have
shakeup would have been
changed
UCLA. Nah, the biggest shakeup would have been UCLA winning
over
that game against
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
Yeah, they could have
Yeah,
won that two years in a row. That changes
that would
everything.
have ruffled everything. Everything.
All right, so we're looking at again Alabama sitting at 6 right now. Arizona State goes from 3 to 7. Uh, Louisville goes up a game from 9 to 8. Tennessee goes from 10 to 9. Bella goes from 11 to 10, and Georgia Tech gets in from 12 to 11. All right, when you look at these teams, the top 12 teams right now, let's talk Clemson first. And we're predicting a little bit, not playoff conversation. This is coming back next year, right? Is Bryce Underwood the starting quarterback for the Clemson Tigers next year
No, Bryce is in the draft.
as a
I
redshirt? I mean,
think
as a
I,
junior.
Yeah,
I think
Bryce is
Bryce
in the
might be
draft.
leaving.
Bryce is gone.
His stock has.
His stock is. This is what he came here for. You
Yeah,
don't leave Michigan to come, you know what I'm saying, do this. And then especially beating UNC, like the storyline is already better than Denson's, better than Fugnick.
yeah, I ain't even gonna hold my first time playing them, and they looked at normally, inaccurate throws, not confident. That motherfucker looked like he was the best freshman that a couple years back, like hands down the best freshman quarterback. He looked
And
seasoned.
sometimes
And
They
20
got weapons, man.
and 2020, the 2025 class, he was the number one overall recruit in the 2025
Yeah, he
class.
looked it. Looked it. He got him playing, like lights out, running, throwing, calm in the pocket. I mean, yeah, Clemson's gonna be a scary team for anybody.
And if you think about Bryce Underwood's story, right? He came in as a true freshman starter for Michigan and played as a sophomore for Michigan, and then lost his job to a incoming freshman in Smeagol to make his way to Clemson and having a number one seed and a chance to win a national title. After verbally committing to LSU, and then flipping that commitment on some NIL shit and staying home in Detroit, right? Gave them 2 seasons on a $12.5 million 4 year, 3 year deal. Takes that, 2 years with Michigan and realizes that they're writing on the wall. Especially like, how do you lose your starting job? Like, how did he lose the starting job over there?
I
What
don't
the
even
fuck
know what
did
the actual.
Michigan?
Yeah,
Like, what did Michigan see that said, you know what? We going with Brady Smeagol.
Yeah, I think at that time Underwood was just checked out. I think he just wasn't there.
And I think that too. And I also think Michigan saw the cap and thought that he was a done deal. Like he capping out pretty much. Ain't nothing else he can do for as far as development wise, and he didn't see value in that quarterback. Um, so my next question is, how much of a power move was that for Clemson? Right, like because Falk just said he saw something different in that ACC championship game.
can I be transparent?
Yep.
Because I've gotten off of pause, no diddy. I've not recruited several players at certain times for various reasons. Just because sometimes y'all niggas be doing a lot, and sometimes it just builds the story arc. I promise you on everything I love, and Clemson can vouch because we talked about it afterwards. I was going to go after Clemson. I was going to go after Bryce, but I saw that Clemson was the only person going after him, and knew I had Bo, and was like, like regardless of what he looked like, we just going. And then when I saw it, I was like, all he been saying is my quarterback. And then I was like, well, shit, you get Bryce, nigga. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. The moment he signed them, I add him in the chat. And, bro, like, I think this is why this makes the storyline arc great, which is why he's the fuck out of there. He was
Did
sought
you
after
did you
early.
was you in that battle or you just saw that and figured leave it
I
alone?
literally saw it and was like, cause he had a pipeline from Michigan for whatever reason. It's
He
fucking
just
Clemson, you know.
didn't
He
wanna
had like
be
a
like
fucking
Oregon
gold.
Low.
He had like a gold or like a purple or some shit, and I only had a silver, so I already knew what it was kind of going to be looking like if I really wanted to try to do that. And it was like, So I think I entertained it for like the first week, and then after that, I just dropped my offer on them because it was like, all right, well, the storyline's there. Fuck it. Like Bryce to Clemson is going to be the biggest, one of the biggest talked about quarterbacks when it's all said and done. I said it when we went through the teams in the beginning about this is what it's got to be because all that shit about your quarterback, and we looking at a couple pure passing quarterbacks or pure runner quarterbacks, Hawkins, Newkirk, and it was like, all right, well, Denson, maybe not for you, and now we're here.
I just remember this. Like, I don't think Bryce Underwood was a big enough story. Like, it should have been bigger. The
It
conversation
should
around
have.
Clemson in the portal was the receivers he brought in, and
I was
them
looking. Yeah, I was
and them
talking about the
receivers went
quarterbacks.
there strictly because he got Bryce. Like, if he don't get Bryce, he don't get those receivers.
Yeah,
In
like
my opinion, I think they wanted to play exactly where they went. Wherever Bryce go, we going. And I think that's what happened. And I remember Falk spoke on it earlier. Like, yo, this boy got basketball players at
he
receiver.
got
He about to be
with 90
dangerous.
some with 90 plus speed, and I was
Yeah.
like,
And through that conversation, we're ignoring the fuck out of the real story,
who's
which is
throwing the
Bryce
who's
Underwood.
throwing the fucking pill to him?
Cause you got to think about it. Denson ended up taking over, and the year where they did their interview, the ACC the interview, right? They talked about championship or bust, and by the end of the year, they were already playing Denson.
Hello.
Right.
Like
Then
Club
they
Nick
like
didn't even see
playoff.
the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I was about to say the playoffs. Club Nick didn't even see the playoffs. Like, and that's why I say like, okay. And then we bantered on the Dennis talk because Dennis and Newkirk, I gave credit to the next year because they was duking it out with them. This is before I even went with my pure runner. There's only like four of them in the league because Washington then went with a pure runner next year too, and then fell short again with Denson. And oh my caps and this nigga can't throw the pill. I maxed out my accuracy caps first year. Blase blah. So now we're here with, as Falk said and brought back up a great point, a nigga that was arguably the best or the best quarterback in his class.
He was the
And
best
like I said,
player in the
player in his
25
class,
class.
yeah. And then now beating UNC, his storyline is here. He's the fuck gone. It's the greatest so far. This is the greatest thing he's ever done since he's got in college.
Yeah,
And
and my
as long
thing
as he
is
keeps winning, this is gonna keep
right.
pushing his narrative.
But like that's a storyline for sure because of what he doing, how he doing it, right? Like he finally got a guy that's accurate, right? Like a guy that can throw the ball and they comfortable throwing the ball. Like I don't just gotta run the fuck out of you from that quarterback spot, although you can do it.
Exactly.
I just me personally, my question would be this: it's a few guys around the country that grab quarterbacks that had really good dual threat quarterbacks. In my opinion, like you're in that conversation. You took a pure running quarterback and made him a national champion. I don't understand why these guys didn't get moved to running back to be used at your receiver, like to be used, like you know what I'm saying, like Braxton. What's his name? Braxton Miller did
Braxton Miller.
for Ohio State.
I think. Well, I told you what mine's. It was just he wasn't gonna be as good. I viewed him more as a weapon because I played with him as a quarterback, so I didn't diminish his throwing. Like his throwing to me wasn't the issue or isn't the issue. So I feel like I could still keep him as a weapon just as much when he lines up behind as the quarterback.
Underwood only a
Now with
87 offer. He
Clemson,
probably
I
coming
am a
back.
little curious because you have a pure quarterback and Denson's like a senior now. So like I think that was a missed opportunity. Oregon said the same thing this year with Deuce Knight, but I think he should have did that. He was, Mr. Transfer quarterbackitis, and he already knew who his starter was before they lined up for the, for fall ball. So I think that was a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, but
And
Oregon,
Newkirk,
Oregon spending the NIL and wasting money at quarterback. Like how you got Juju Lewis sitting on the bench, Deuce Knight sitting on the bench. Like, like to me, it got to be a reason why you bring those guys in, and
Denson a JR.
you brought them in for nothing. And Denson on here junior, so he could still get moved to running back.
yeah, off the like, and that was the thing with Hawkins. It was his senior year. That's the other thing. As a guy that I had just win the national championship, that was underestimated and doubted a lot of the time.
He was underestimated and doubted by his coaching staff.
I didn't say I didn't specify whose. I just said underestimated data because there might be some people out there that doubted them. It might the coaches. Speculation was, you know what I'm saying, players at times. But for him to go out and get it done at quarterback, it was important for him to not have one of those Lamar moments. You know, he talked to AP on the side. I don't want to be, oh, I'm a running back and all this shit and all that. Like I went out there and I did a fucking national championship as a quarterback. Like, yo, just let me be a quarterback. Let me be a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Let me enjoy my NIL and my sponsorships and shit. And you know that's just the request that we did because we felt like we owed it to him.
All right, Falky. So playing Clemson in the ACC, what makes them a dangerous team in the playoffs this year? Outside of Bryce Underwood, what else? What else that they had? And I mean, obviously the receivers, but like, how did they look as like when it came down to them throwing the football? Did it look way better than it's ever looked over there?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. They got a certain point in the game where I was like, yeah, I know what Clemson going to do. You know, I play them. I play them quite a few times. Not every year, but sometimes we might play twice a year, championship and in the playoffs.
Okay.
And some of the coverages, you know, again, we know each other very well, and some of the coverages were based on what he liked to do. With this quarterback, I said, because he was working all parts of the field, outside, inside, intermediate. Um, You know what I mean? Like he was going at it. Like wasn't just no screen in a cloud of dust looking to run. You know, dialing up. He needed getting it. If he had to throw if it was 30-15, he was throwing routes that had 18. Like he was in his bag, man. On
Bryce
top of what else he already had. Yeah. He,
Bryce
he was
Bryce Underwood got the playbook open, is what you're saying.
yeah, fully open.
Which is what I expected for real. That shit, honestly, 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 does Clemson move into that top three of like na- national championship type teams?
I think they're there right now. Like they got to win it, right? They played in the national title already. I think they feel comfortable with what they have right now. I wish this dog go the fuck downstairs. They playing comfortable with what they got right now, and the conversation around this program is that it's a better offense as a whole now. So, like last year they opened up their run game through the running back in the playoffs against Arizona State. But this year you get to the ACC championship and you're hearing the conversation around what they did offensively from a rival team actually in North Carolina. So to me, I think all hands on deck. Right, the weapons are there, and the quarterback is there, and the system is there. Can they get back to a national title and win it this year? Right. But just because they're number one and we like everything they did off season wise and it's adding up to why they're number one, is it championship or bust for them?
Yes.
Do you
I think
agree
it
with
was
that,
that
Falk?
when I think it was that when
I
Bryce
think
signed the
it's
dotted line.
I think from what I just saw for that game I wouldn't have said it. If Clemson did a deep run, I would be like, yeah. But for what I just saw, and again, I'm not saying this because it's me and he played me. I'm just saying I've never seen Clemson like this. They was locked in, like you know what I'm saying. What it was cat and mouse.
Hmm.
Normally, it don't be a cat and mouse game. I wait for a mistake that happened. That's one no mistake this time. I was the one to make
So before we talk the number two ranked team in the CFP, let's go to the team that stated in the beginning of the year, Michael Jordan put out a $23 million NIL deal to retain their quarterback. To you, Falky, is it still championship or bust?
it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get into the commentary in the chat back with some people that didn't make the playoffs. They know who they are. Not gonna get into that. But
Uh,
what I will get into, they shine the light on just the expectation. It don't matter. I can have Temple. I can have fucking Army. And if I don't win in a certain amount of time, it's going to be that. I'm ass. They really, I mean, I don't know if this person has ever been in a game with me. Like, I think I've beaten them in every time we play in any league, any game, by more than 10 points every time we play. Right? And this person really had the unmitigated gall. I'm using a had the audacity.
Unmitigated gall, audacity. He's sick right now. Oh my
They literally
God.
called me ass out there, bro, and then said, "Yeah, you us, you with me." Like you're like they're never had any championship picture ever, never.
I
Like when
I
you
do
think of
wanna I
championship
do
picture,
wonder what
like you've never said their name ever, and that just had me thinking, like, you know what? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that's the expectation. It don't matter if I got a Syracuse. It don't matter if I got a Texas. I, at some point, have built up enough reputation where if I don't win in a certain amount of time, I'm like them. And when I say them, I'm talking about. No, I said I won't repeat their name again. That's just. But we know what I'm talking about. We know what I'm talking about. They didn't even make the fucking playoffs. Preseason number one. Where's the preseason number one at? Where they at? And where's the preseason number one at?
Sitting at 13 right now.
Radio personalities think you want smoke. Mr. Chimney, I want smoke.
I rest my case, man. But it's yeah. There's your question. It's championship or bust. To get there, I'm gonna have to play some tough competition, and it's everywhere. The league is at an all-time high with people that are competent. Like, there's no easy games. Tennessee showed that this year. Boone showed that this year. Georgia Tech showed that this year. No easy game. You know what I mean? Niggas, Max had an improv. I don't even know if I came back from 31-7. That's what it was. 31-7 with a 38-yard strike to win the game. No, literally 0 seconds on the clock. Won the game.
this season was
With a
fucking
first
bonkers. I don't think
year
niggas
quarterback.
with a first
Like,
year quarterback. Niggas
the,
are
the,
in Oklahoma.
yeah, the league is at an all-time high. The Big 12 don't get no respect, but they still are. You know, every year have been in the Final Four or championship game. I think Arizona State won it year one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado went to the game year three, but they don't play no. Like, it's just it's interesting. The SEC is where it's at. Besides that one team, and you know where they are. The preseason number one team. But outside of them, the SEC is lit. ACC is lit. We got Georgia Tech over here. They had a big win. Didn't they play? They played Bama. Did they beat Bama or they lost?
They
Who
beat
they had a big
Bama.
win
They
over?
opened
They
up
beat
and beat
Bama week
Bama
one on some
63 to
real life
something.
Georgia Tech
Bama
shit.
tighten up. That made Bama tighten up.
Early
After the
That made them
game
tighten up.
Red dew.
after the game winner Oklahoma Alabama game, Alabama.
Went on a tear.
Listen, not just he went on a tear, but I spoke to a coordinator. We'll just call him anonymous right now, and said we're winning the national championship this year. And that was after 3 seconds left on the clock and lost a game that they probably know they should have won. And still, anonymous coach said that they are going to win the national title this year. They're not playing with motherfuckers. And there's nothing that showed, because you got to think about it, it was a equal sim that gave them their third loss. It wasn't that they didn't line up on the field and play. For the league, they said, we're not going to hold this shit for 3 days. Go ahead and hit it. Right? And so they haven't lost a game since that Bo Bentley dot to close that game. And to me, I remember the conversation from this anonymous coach, and they haven't shown nothing outside of that so far, right? Like, to me, I think they feel the same way, championship or bust. How do y'all feel about that?
See, that's how you
Where
should
Boone
do
at?
it.
Wait, no. Where Boone at? I want Boone's answer first.
Yeah.
I want to hear Boone's answer. Boone played both. Boone played everybody here. He didn't play Falk, but he played me and Rand. So before I answer, I want to hear what Boone said. Boone, where you at, man? Playing sound effects and shit.
Oh shit, I ain't gonna be able to say nothing. I just got in the game.
Oh man.
Hey, you and your playoff game was nothing to talk about. You good?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You
no,
good? Lock
that
'em.
game. Yeah, see ya. I'll go
I
then.
like I
So
like what the coach said. I think I like what he said. Um, I think they believe exactly what they say, and that makes a person dangerous.
that's the part I was getting to. As I said, I think I was about to say, I think that's definitely like Fox said, what you're supposed to say, what you should say. Because that loss is a tough loss, but it's not a loss that you don't learn from. Like that would be an idiot move to not learn from that type of loss, because I think that type of loss teaches a lot about, if you look at the in betweens,
And if you do it the right
about
way, you're right. You can learn more in a loss than you will a win.
absolutely, like, and it because of that feeling it has, honestly, it kind of puts you in a different environment of like expectations upon yourself, because not only have you seen what you can do, you've seen what happens if you let up on the gas or if you change up or whatever the case be, like whatever the situation be. And I think having that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Some people grow a lot more from pains than just general, like, saying success or whatever the case be. So I think that is what's going to drive Bama in the playoffs. How far? That I don't know.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think
over and under. Do uh, Bama
I
go
think
to
Bama beats
the
Tech.
Final Four? Do they go to the thing? Over and under.
I can't listen. I respect Coach Sane, and I do think he could beat anybody at any moment. I just think Bama cannot lose this game. Not they
That's
don't.
why
They
I
won't.
said,
I
yeah,
think they cannot lose this
cannot
game.
lose this game. So
But sometimes
it's
that pressure be a lot, and like
nah.
I'm
This is kitchen
embracing it,
sink. This is
but that
kitchen sink
pressure be
though.
a lot though. Got that weight of gotta do it, or you know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't handle that pressure.
I think first round. This is kitchen sink early. This is my first kitchen sink game. I'm not lying to you.
Especially when
Ben,
it's a that beat you kind of handedly week one.
yeah, he's throwing the house at
Yeah,
Georgia Tech.
week one, man. I just think they like, especially with Rand in week one. Depending on who he lined up with, he struggles in week one. I think he lose more week one games than he wins.
Yeah,
He definitely
I
loses
mean he
more
And
than
always
then
I.
started off slow. I
and then he
said that
turned that
earlier. He
shit the
always
fuck
started
up,
off.
bro. Then he just
Y'all said
turned
that.
up.
Y'all said that when I said Bama wasn't making the playoffs. That was the first thing both y'all said, was he already starts off slow. Are you just saying that just
He always
because? And I
started
was
off.
Now, I just think Georgia Tech's finna get 50 carries. So I don't think Georgia Tech's gonna
The
be able to
problem
hang
is,
around for
yeah,
50
but the
carries.
problem is Georgia Tech gonna give him that right back. That's what the fuck he talked about when he lost with Nebraska 2 years straight. Oh, I see what it is. You gotta run the ball now. All right, cool. And he didn't beat Alabama because he fucking threw the ball for 400 yards. He ran the ball fucking 40 something times.
I think that's Sane's downfall, though. I don't think
Yeah,
Sane can sit there and
yeah.
I
And
don't.
I was great go there because, and I don't think you could just completely just run the fucking ball like that on Alabama's defense. I
That
think
I
they're
was just about
built
to say,
for a run.
regardless of whatever the fuck the game says and whatever you think, yeah, like you're not finna just do that and overwhelm the game. You're not finna do it. It's not, unless Georgia Tech's got something over there that I don't fucking know about. That shit's not finna go that way.
They
So that's
got
why I say, like,
they got a good running back room and a running
I
quarterback
remember you
built for.
saying that. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I remember you
Right
saying
back,
the
fellas.
the
Yep.
the offensive part as far as not the trenches, but I just think Bama, I mean, if they're running 40 times on Oklahoma, 40 times on any given person on any given Saturday, for Georgia Tech to think they're taking 40 carries and not like, it's going to be a slugfest. And I just don't see that being beneficial for Georgia Tech. Because I could go to the week one game, but I'm willing to bet the week one game, it was probably some carries, but it wasn't overly like Alabama trying to run the ball fucking crazy as hell.
Yeah, I think transfer quarterback coming in. He remember he came out of that loss loving that quarterback Curtis, like Jared Curtis from
Yeah.
Georgia. So I think he was learning that quarterback at the same time. Not taking nothing away from, don't never want to sound like I'm taking a win away from somebody, right? Shane went out there and handled business. But he ran the fuck out of that football, and he got it done. You go to that game.
Takes a lot of patience too. Is Saint gonna be able to do that shit again and sit there and run the ball with Alabama and play defense like that for 4 quarters? Like it's one thing to do it, and you have to get it to work, and you have to have the patience to continuously sit there and like know that that's what you have to do. No matter what type of drive Alabama puts on, you cannot respond and just think you finna go move the ball down the field all crazy and shit.
Look, Jared Curtis threw for 460 in that game, 4 touchdowns, and Stabler had 123 yards passing in that game. Do you think that Bama actually was trying to figure out who was going to be a starting quarterback in that game?
I would say so, yeah. Probably gave Stabler one last chance just to start it off and see what everything was hitting on, see if he was gonna feel better. Pause, no Diddy, but and then just overall, just going with the guy that he brought in, not only for the you know pro potential per se, but actually give him the best chance at succeeding in the season.
Because I don't even think Georgia Tech's quarterback that played in this game as a starter is actually the starter right now. Felipe Grimes threw for 243 and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked one time, had an 81 completion percentage. And his quarterback, who I think starting right now, is Allahu Olokun, and I think he's the guy that's actually starting right now. He had 92 yards throwing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick in that game. But then when you go to the rushing stats, Marquise Daniels had 16 carries for 157, and Marquise Gibbs had 11 carries for 149 in that game, 2 touchdowns. A third running back had 27 yards, 6.8, and then the quarterback had 7.7 in that game, and the other quarterback had a rushing touchdown in that game. So they ran the football 16, 11, 4, 3, 1. They ran the ball. That's 8 carries right there. Yep, they ran the ball. They was plus 30. But to me, seeing 2 quarterbacks playing on both sides tells me that they were trying to get familiar with who's going to be their starting quarterback in that game. So I think you throw that game out the window. When you look at Bama and his rushing attack, he didn't really run the ball. 4 carries from Bo Walker. Donald Henry had 5 carries. You had the quarterback had 6 carries, and Daniel Hill, big ass, had 2 carries. So they really wasn't running the ball at all. They were throwing the pill in that game. I think honestly, I do think Bama was trying to figure out what they had in Jared Curtis from the portal, more than anything. So you throw that out the door right now, and I do think that that makes that a change situation. Look, Ohio State been screaming main things, the main thing, right? To me, they've been keeping the main thing all year. And I think they made a statement. You got to remember, last year they lost, even though they made the playoffs, they lost the conference championship. This year they left no answers. I mean, no questions, right? They went out there and answered the questions right away. Not going to happen again. And I think they're on a mission. I would ask the
I
same
think they're
question
on a
here.
serious mission.
Is the championship a bust for them too?
Yep. Yep. I say because of the receivers, that quarterback, they don't know exactly what's up. St. Clair could leave. And honestly, I just think starting with Ohio State, it's hit that time where like if if UNC is getting thrown under to the fire, and Falk being this user and UNC, it's like okay, we don't had talks about hot seats Notre Dame. We don't had talks about hot seat warming up seats with some other people. So it's just like, all right, well, I think Ohio State wants to get a little bit ahead of that. He's trying to put his own fire under his ass. Because I don't think that. Got Clemson with an appearance year 1. I think user and development has year 2 and 3. User and development has year 2 and 3 UNC and Colorado. Not that Oklahoma isn't, it's just not as much development has to really go on in those in between years. So you look at like where Ohio State, Alabama, those teams there, it's like, okay, you start off pretty good. If you're a good user and you start off with a pretty good team and you're not ass at developing, you're not ass at recruiting, it's kind of like what's not clicking. And I think, like I said, Ohio State's just trying to get in front of that shit because that's the type of guy that he is and what he expects of himself.
I think the championship will bust. And I think it's championship or bust because they've been close a couple of times, and I think I think this is their season, especially with St. Clair being who he is this year. I do think that they are in a position where they have elite quarterback, a very seasoned quarterback, and they got the weapons around him right now for them to be able to do what they want to do. So I agree there too. What about Oklahoma? Right, their starting quarterback that won the national title for them in their second title is on the bench, and they're doing it with a redshirt freshman who's starting for the first time this year. Um, and that that loss to Tennessee almost knocked them out of the playoffs. They were able to fight back with that late win against LSU, and then winning the conference championship game, put them right back in the mix right now. And it was looking real dark just an advance ago. And now they're in at 5 right now, with a home game, right? And a bye week against Liberty. So, I think this will really be interesting to watch what Oklahoma does this year, right? Uh, they got put out the playoffs to the eventual national champions, Arizona State, in year one with Johnny Manziel at quarterback. They come back and win it with Jackson Arnold. They go get him out the portal. They win it with Jackson Arnold in his senior year. They come back and double that up with a guy that been on their roster waiting his turn, and Hawkins. And then they get into this third year, going through a musical chair with quarterbacks, in a sense, starting one different for the last 3 years. And now it's Bo Bentley time. Do you think that young, because your offensive weaponry is young, so a redshirt freshman at running back, although you got a senior in the backfield, that Blaylock, that really will help him out and help you out in the playoffs, but your receiver core is very young, either redshirt or true freshman running around in the receiver room. The team around that, does that help those guys play at a high level? Because you saw kind of Colorado do it last year. Some young weapons, but they have veterans in most of their key spots. Um, can we watch a team like Oklahoma with a young football team uh, do it again? Right? Is the culture built enough where the system is in play where it doesn't really matter the veterans or not? Right? It doesn't matter.
I
So
think that's the question that a couple of people would view. I've had some coaches um, talk about, uh, in a sense, chance to do something special, not just as a user, but with the program. And the first thing that they jumped to was the quarterback carousel that wasn't forced per se. Like you get Mateer, he graduates,
he left early.
goes to the draft. Yeah, he goes to the draft, leaves early, out of my hands. You go and get the portal because there really was no quarterback that was next. I was either true freshman or young Michael Hawkins. So we go to the portal. We bring back a guy. We didn't just go get like a quarterback. There's the instant storyline. We brought back a guy that was there who couldn't figure it out the first time around.
Yeah, but Jackson Arnold, he got the short end of the stick, and why? Because that whole receiver room was injured when he was the starting quarterback. Everybody was
Starting hurt,
hurt,
yeah, hurt, yeah,
and it kind
definitely
of hurt
did. So
him.
I feel like that kind of gave him his redemption. He came back, and then the year after that, with Arnold again leaving early, it's kind of like okay. And I think that being on the roster with the quarterback was like the biggest part of it, but it's it's now, I think, do we go to where St. Clair was as a redshirt freshman? Do we go to where Torrey Newkirk was as a redshirt sophomore?
A
Do we
true
go to
sophomore.
where, or true sophomore? Do we go to where, um, last year even with Arizona State, Achilles Smith, like first year in the system, but I mean, a
Hmm.
redshirt sophomore, but first year in the system. It all relates to like first year in the system quarterbacks. This would be like ideally one of the like that's going to be tough. It's just going to be tough. The young weapons, like you said, we got veterans in the spot. I think it's the biggest thing you hit on that I would have said. We got veterans at every spot that we young at, but like how does that play out into the game? certain games I could see it, but certain games I can't really. We have so many like offensive burnouts because I think we're young. Um, and that's really just coming down to push and bow. So it's going to be one of those type of like playoffs where do we learn enough about our quarterback and about our team during the season to not put ourselves in bad situations.
When it come down to offense, they got a new quarterback here at Arizona State. We haven't really seen that hurt them. We can't say it hurt them, right? Because they played deep in the playoffs every year, no matter who was that quarterback. But they do got a new timer in a running back room that went over 3,000 yards this year rushing. But their receiving core is still intact, every last one of them. I think this team goes as far as Dayton Raiola takes them. Right, I think they can run the football on anybody, but I also think with their weaponry at the receiver position, if that quarterback is on, like they in a situation where you'll be watching them in the national championship once again, with a shot. Like in my opinion, Louisville, Tennessee in the playoffs for the first time. In my opinion, let me ask you this: does the winner of this game have an opportunity to actually get to a national championship? In your opinion?
Who's next for them?
I ain't
Uh,
get to that
no
yet.
matter.
It don't
But I'm
even
saying like
matter.
no matter.
It don't even matter. I'm
Oh,
just
but just
asking a
in
broad
general, them
question, a
two.
general question. Can any if the winner of this game would they be expected? Like, wait, hold on, might gotta worry about them. I
If
think Tennessee give me that.
if I was
Yeah,
about to say if Tennessee wins, I would say it. I think if Louisville wins, I would instantly jump to like better team for the day, but just unmatched for the next opponent. It's like one of those things where like this is a great win, but like damn, next week you go against drum roll please, and then you name whatever fucking powerhouse they're finna go up against next week. And it's just like, okay, like you're instantly the like big underdog in that matchup. Where Tennessee, I think if they win, yeah, they'll instantly be just a dark horse for everybody next week on a real betting platform. Like you'd be like, all right, shit, Tennessee for the underdog maybe.
and last question would be: is Georgia Tech a dark horse?
At this moment right now, yeah, Georgia Tech is a complete dark horse.
Well, they got the
They played.
dog breaks beat off of them. Georgia Tech went into Alabama and lost 56-19. Alabama did exactly what I just said. They on a mission right now, bro. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's a statement win right there, bro.
I mean, yeah,
That's
like
a statement win.
That's what I expected week one, obviously, some shit happens, but that's what you would expect week one. So when it comes back to be that same rematch, you definitely place all your slips this time on Bama not fucking it up and, playing with house money. They're gonna go out there and show why, I'm Alabama and you're Georgia Tech to a point.
And they did what you said they was gonna go in there and do, bro.
50 carries?
Nah, they ain't do all that 50 carry shit, but they were 7 for 13 throwing the football, 110 yards, and one touchdown. He threw 2 picks in that game. Like I said, I think their defense was just too strong because the numbers. Now look, Bo Walker did go crazy. 17 carries, he averaged 13 yards a pop with 4 rushing touchdowns, and Deer popped out and gave you 9 carries for 75 yards, 8.3 and 2 touchdowns as well. So they did it. They did it through mainly through 2 guys running the football, right? In the receiver room, a couple of catches. Carden had 2. Howard caught a pass. Henry out the backfield. Bo out the backfield, and Dallas Wilson all had catches in that game. So they really didn't do that shit through the passing game. But to me, I think when you're looking at 14 tackles from Mosley, Grimes coming, Dwayne Grimes, the safety had 10. You had LeRon Collins. I think he won the Thorpe Award. He had 9 tackles. He had an interception in this game as well. Um, Mosley also had an interception in this game, but they look like they got
He
busy on
played Bama
defense.
football. I
Yeah.
was about to say, he sounds like he sent that
I
shit
mean,
and
two,
said, we
four,
finna play
six,
you like
seven,
a
eight,
SEC team.
9 sacks in that ball game, bro. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 sacks against Georgia Tech. They were just too there. They showed who they were, right? They're built defensively to really be a juggernaut, and they showed it, right? Rashad Johnson Jr. had 2 picks in that game. Mosley had a pick, and Collins had a pick in that ball game. They dominated that fucking football game. And Beller got dominated by Arizona State 56-14 as well. See what Arizona State did in that game. He went out there and Dayton, Raiola, like I said, how he plays going to tell you everything you need to know. He threw for almost 500 yards, 495, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was 59%, 19 for 32, and he was averaging 26.1 yards a play. He was lighting the field up there. Running back gave 8 carries. He had 14 yards a pop, 110 yards in that ball game. And then you look at that receiver room of those guys. Hamilton in his last year there, 2 catches. This man had 2 catches, walked under bombs. 123 yards. This man averaged 60 fucking 2 yards a catch. He was going crazy under bombs. Brandon Murray, the young gunner, the true freshman, had 3 catches, 90 yards and a touchdown. And then Cooper Reed, their superstar receiver, had 4 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, along with Sharp. All their 1,000-yard receivers scored a touchdown in this ball game. And it looked like, again, on this side, it's the whole defense was just king. The transfer from Oregon, Kingston Lopa, 15 tackles and an interception in this game. Martell Hughes at will had 15 tackles and an interception in this game. Deuce had 7 assists, 15 total tackles from safety as well. Larry DeJean at corner. You know who that he related to, right? With 10 tackles and an INT in that ball game. And John Income, the corner, had 2 interceptions in that ball game, along with McSprings down here at the bottom. Yeah, I got him in the portal on my dummy league. That nigga 6'4", here, fucking monster. He came in and got a pick. Yeah, he be doing a little understudy. They go get niggas out the portal, boy. All right, so we got 2 out of the and then the Liberty game. Oklahoma put up 84 on them. So we got Tennessee rocking right now. Now we about to go into the quarterfinals early right now. So the games got knocked out, man, fast. I like that. Let's talk about All-Americans. First team All-Americans, Max. Keyshawn Henderson for Colorado at quarterback. Gets the first team.
Just go to Colorado roster for them niggas look like Alabama out this bitch.
Alex John. Well, I don't see it right now. You looking at Alex Johnson Jr. gets first team running back, along with Demon June with first team running back. At wide receiver, you got Corey Sadler, Joel Wyatt, and Cooper Reed. North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arizona State. Clemson's tight end, Keyshawn Singleton. You're looking at Cooper Hackett at left tackle, Baylor. Georgia's Keelan Board, left guard. Maxwell Robinson. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Colorado. Motherfucking right guard, Cameron Springs from TCU. Braden Jacobs, right tackle, Clemson. Jake Kroll, edge for redshirt sophomore for Oklahoma. And then it's Damata Pecco and his brother Joseph Pecco. So Dami Pasco and little big bro. Then you got T.I. Uma Kas, we call him T.I. He from D tackle. Rodney Colton Jr., oh my God. And Duyan Fork Putt Jr. at Colorado.
Like I said, you might as well just go to fucking Colorado's roster.
Them niggas better play like that, boy. Oh my God. You're looking at Donovan Pellet, UCLA at the wheel. Then you're looking at Preston Ashley, Colorado corner. Marcel Williams, USC corner. LaRon Collins, safety at Alabama. Avery Addison, strong safety at LSU. And then kickers and punters from Nevada and Boston College. Torrey Newkirk, second team. Javi Osborne, Notre Dame, second team. Bo Walker, Alabama. V.I. Stoner, he's been balling all year. Chris Henry and Shadarian Morgan. Gavin Wooler for Colorado. You got Shadarian Morgan, 5-star Alabama, and Chris Henry, 5-star Ohio State. Left tackle, Ethan Ayanwa, Ohio State. Hardy Watts, North Carolina, left guard. Kevin Ezeki, Georgia center. Philip Ham, Alabama. Josh Jew, North Carolina, and Juju Peppers at edge rusher for North Carolina. Trent Wilson, Oklahoma. Dakota Dixon, SMU. Lamar Brown, D tackle for LSU. Elijah Rushings, Oregon. Sam Alexander Shield Knight, Oklahoma. Steve McDowell, Arkansas. DJ Pickett, he great transfer in real life. LSU. Chris Awald Jr., Miami. Andre Campbell, safety, Clemson. Jaquan Snell, safety for Colorado. And then UNLV and New Mexico's punters. Freshman All-Americans, you're looking at Bo Bentley, Oklahoma. Jason Trainer, running back, TCU. KJ Edwards, the 5-star elite running back for Colorado. Jaden Lott, 4-star
now you
dog.
See why they 99 of her.
Jalen Lott, Oregon, freshman. ZZ Akwu, Zeke, Oklahoma, and Puhana. Max, how you feel about your young freshman sitting in freshman All-Americans right now. Trevor Radley, South Carolina, tight end. Cooper Hackett, Baylor,
Shit.
left tackle. I'm listening.
Overall, I feel like it's just one of those things, man, where we take everything with a grain because we know that we're gonna have moments. So that way, when we have those moments, we low key don't be so surprised. But if y'all let me get on the run with these receivers, man, these niggas are dangerous. So
Kalen
we
Boyd,
got
Georgia. Maxwell Robinson, Colorado. You got Trey Cassidy, right guard for Notre Dame. Josh Drew, Juju Peppers, Dwayne Holiday, TCU. Okay, TCU. Esteban Pineda, Alabama, redshirt freshman. Keyshawn Stansel, D tackle for number one Clemson. Isaiah Brown, Ohio State, freshman Sam linebacker. You got Jawan Waiters, Notre Dame, Mike linebacker. Keon Cummings, North Carolina State. Will. Then you're looking at Quan Hyde, redshirt freshman for Ohio State. Taylor Mayo, Oklahoma. Ain't that the 5-star? Andre Campbell, Clemson.
yeah, that's
Drake
my
Stewart,
second five
Clemson.
star.
He got two young ass safeties that's gonna be dogs. All right, that's your All Americans. Let's get to the award winners right now. All right, so Corey Sadler wins the Maxwell Award, and not only does he win the Maxwell, he also wins the Walter Camp Award, and that's for the Player of the Year. Now I think both of them Player of the Year. All right, Cody, nobody's coach won it. Davey O'Brien, Keyshawn Henderson, Colorado, wins the Davey O'Brien Award. The Chuck Bernard Award. Matter of fact, let's go back. Let's show the stats too. Let's keep it on the stats. Corey Sadler with 2480, 37 reception touchdowns, 889 yards after contact. Davey O'Brien, 5,800 for Keyshawn, 73 touchdowns, 77%, only 10 interceptions, 328 yards rushing. The Chuck Bernard Award. We're looking at 21 sacks for Domata Pecco Jr. Looked like that's 2 years in a row he led the nation in sacks. He had 39 tackles for losses. You're looking at the Bronco, the same thing, Domata Pecco. All right, Thorpe Award goes to Leron Collins. 7 interceptions on the year, passes, 9 deflections, 60 tackles, 1 sack at free safety. The Doak Walker Award goes to Alex Johnson Jr. 250 carries max, 3,206 yards, 12 yards a carry, 46 rushing touchdowns, 343 yards receiving. He went crazy. The Belendikoff Award, Corey Sadler
Wait,
takes that down.
that's Arizona State's running back,
That's his
right?
running back, bro. That motherfucker got
Yeah, bro. I see what he's
3,206
trying to
yards.
do,
You
but
are,
like,
yeah.
is that really what you're on? Is
He
that
on
really?
that because he got
Okay.
his receivers going crazy too, though. Like, they all went crazy. Like, he had some stats this year.
I'm interested to see.
You're looking at the Belendikoff, that goes to Corey Sadler Jr. Lombardi Award, Domata Pecco Jr. We saw his stats already. Golden Unitas, this goes to the senior quarterback of the year, Newkirk, North Carolina, with Jonas Williams, the only other user senior. Edge Rusher of the Year, Domata Pecco, again 21 sacks, 39 tackles for loss. Outland Trophy Award, that goes to Brian Abamiri, Texas A&M. He had 34 pancakes and 12 starts. The John Mackey Award, Keyshawn Singleton, 54 catches, 859 yards receiving, 14 touchdowns at tight end. Only 1 drop. Broyles Award, won't care about that. Dick Buckets Award goes to Duyon Forkpa, 6 interceptions, 5 deflected, 35 tackles, 9 sacks from middle linebacker. The Remington Trophy goes to Brenton Close, center for Alabama. He had 31 pancakes. Lou Grossa, I don't think none of our users got that, or the Ray Guy. And then Jet Award, Return Man of the Award, Lazier Brooks for Alabama, redshirt freshman, walk shit. And a freshman, Sean Alexander Award goes to Jason Trainer, TCU. All right, walking across the stage for the Heisman Trophy. First of all, the 4 guys on deck, let's talk about them for a second. Alex Johnson Jr., 3,200, 6 yards rushing, 46 rushing touchdowns. How do you beat that? Like, this year was crazy because Joel Wyatt had 116 catches for 27-20 33 receiving touchdowns. Keyshawn Henderson, we saw his numbers: 5,800 yards passing, 73 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 328 on the ground. And Torrey Newkirk threw for 6,126 yards, 75 touchdowns, 76 completion percentage. He threw 18 picks, though. 84 carries for 576 on the ground. And your winner, it goes back to North Carolina for 3 straight years. Max, how impressive is that? North Carolina wins the Heisman 3 years in a row.
It's damn near probably one of the craziest recruiting bids ever.
Right?
Like,
You
could
should
you
better.
imagine? Could you imagine?
The
Yeah.
Heisman lives in North Carolina. It lives in Chapel Hill. Come be a
It
Heisman winner.
literally ain't moved for the last 3 years.
Mm-mm-mm. Come be a Heisman winner. That's what you telling the world. Max, Colorado had a 5,800 yard passer, almost a 6,000 yard passer at quarterback. They had 3 running backs go over 1,000 yards this year, Max. 125 carries for KJ Edwards, the elite true freshman, the 5-star, number 1 running back in the country. He had 11 yards a carry, 15 touchdowns, 1324. Lakai Tompkins had 128 carries for 1182, 9.2, 12 touchdowns. Platter had 90 carries for 1143, 12.7 yards a pop, 14 touchdowns. And their quarterback 328, but 12 rushing touchdowns. So they have 4 runners over double-digit touchdowns. And in their receiver room, they had Cam Michael went over 1,000, Sincere Brown went over 1,000, Xavier Saad went over 1,000. Tight end at 923 could go over 1,000 if he played good in his next couple of games. If he played good in the next if he got to play good in the playoff game and win it to be able to continue. The guy had like 73 yards or something like that, 70 something. We'll go to national stats though. Hold on, I wanted to show this too before I'll do it when I go to Big 12. I wanted to show Arizona State not only did a 3,000 yard rusher, what he did at the receiver room. All right, so passers right now, nationally, Dayton Raiola led the nation in passing yards with 6,790. Now, granted, he just played another game too, so this is still in count. But as of right now, and he's sitting on 13 points. Yeah, you get him right. 73 touchdowns. Newkirk, Henderson, Kiki from Washington, and Faison Brandon in your top 5. In the running room.
Go to your put your share play up real quick, and then go back to the passing shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man.
Uh-oh.
Ah, shit. Yeah, you know who would be right here if he
Your,
wasn't splitting time?
your quarterback?
Bo Bentley would be right here if he wasn't splitting time. Right under Henderson.
That's what happened when you got a nigga behind him talking about playing time right now.
Bitch.
Bro,
This is retarded.
Alex Johnson had dinner. Is that 2,000 yards more than somebody else? The next person next to him? Jesus Christ.
Nah,
Man,
it's 1,000. It's 1,300 and 200 and something, basically 300 yards.
46 touchdowns. 21 more touchdowns than anybody. Average 230 yards a game.
Now you got Osborne down here.
I know, but yeah. We gotta go to Osborne right here, 1390, 202 yards, 1390, 6.9, 30 touchdowns. Yeah, this guy numbers are still counting right now. He balling.
This is ridiculous. Only on 250 carries, bro.
Yeah. He went crazy. I mean, he averaged 13 yards a carry. Fucking went bonkers, bro. With Bo Walker with 1920 and counting, in June with 1,811 and counting.
June has 100 less carries than these niggas.
Putting up the numbers.
As a running back, like as somebody that actually played running back, what's your logic to that? Do you feel like if you feel like 100 carries, he's averaging 7, so that would just be 700. That would be 26, but then he's got 27 carries plus 20 yards. same yak as somebody with 100 more carries than him. So is it unreasonable to say like 100 more carries, Demon June is over 3,200
Yeah, because I mean, but
due
the
to
problem.
natural maybe breaks, big runs, like
Yeah, but
maybe yeah he
I would
might get
look at
shut.
as being a running back myself. I would look at them average yards per carry,
So if you give him a rough 700 with just 100 times 7, let's round up. Let's give him 8. So let's give him 800. That puts him at 2,700. Go over some more. I want to see if they got the cool running back stats, like they got the receiver stats.
you just got
Nah, they don't
snaps.
got like touchdowns per carries. That would be so fucking nasty. Like how many carries does it take for you to hit a touchdown? Oh my god.
I
Okay.
mean these top three running backs fucking they ridiculous. They ridiculous numbers this year. I
Yeah.
like it a lot. And them touchdowns, and then you still got guys like you saw Osborne with 30 touchdowns. He's second when it comes down to touchdowns. June is third. Like you still got guys. Bo Walker right
You
there with
got. I was about
25.
to say, was that Louisville score a running back go up?
Nah, that's somebody Ball State.
That's Ball State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got some guys and they young, they coming back. Look at Trainer. Trainer will be back. I mean, Derek Cooper can come back. He had 93 overall, but he can come back. Bo Walker on his sophomore night, a true sophomore, he gotta come back. June is a junior. Osborne is a redshirt sophomore, 98
Yeah,
overall.
90,
Jesus Christ,
he's
he not
probably
coming
about
back.
right.
And
Yeah.
then Alex Johnson can come back,
He's
85.
sitting on 12, sneaky,
That's sitting there. He
sneaky.
not. He ain't stupid. You know, have to upgrade them points.
And
Leave them
that's what I'm
shits
saying.
alone.
Yeah.
All right, receiver wise, right now catches. Sadler with 150. We had 5 guys go over 100 catches, right?
Y'all niggas are
Sadler had
retarded.
150 fucking catches, bro. This shit crazy.
I seriously gotta watch how the fuck y'all be doing this shit, cause I cannot throw to one nigga this much, bro.
Joe
It's not like
Wyatt,
y'all aren't throwing to
116.
other niggas, but like, bro, god damn.
That shit crazy, right? Cam Michael had 103 catches on the year. Who Auden play for? Penn
Fucking
State. Okay, Hillburgers.
RPO Shoddy.
Yards wise, Wyatt with 2720. Sadler with 2480. But then you got Cooper Reed, 1935.
This
Oh
is an
shit!
interesting prospect to me.
Thank you.
Cooper Reed,
Cooper Reed, a dog. He's a dog.
he's the dog right here.
Look how many
This
points he's
guy.
sitting on. He's smart. He like, I ain't trying to lose my niggas. No way. Them boys come back, he gonna fucking be disrespectful.
You can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, I can see it.
This is the dog.
Porter, yeah, Porter. What about Chris Henry there too, bro? And then look,
That's what I was getting to. 1, 2, and I'm sure 3 is somewhere underneath there.
start with Reed first, right? Arizona
1.
State, 1935. Hamilton, Arizona State, 1727, right? And Sharp sitting here with 1515. That's 3,000 yard receivers. All of them with double digits, and they did it 2 years in a row. Right? Then you come look at Chris Henry sitting there with 1597, 23 touchdowns. And then you go down to Quincy Porter, 1432. Can we find another Ohio State in that top 15? Yep. Dixon right here, 1265, 15 touchdowns. Jers went over. Niggas went over like shit. Morgan.
I want to see some before you get off of this page. Not right now, but before you get off, I want to see you got the most drops.
Look like Sadler right now, right?
There might be somebody underneath though.
Nobody. Sadler, 10.
I think it's because he's 5'9".
Yeah, and then not just that, I just think he played defense. I don't know if they count. Nah, they ain't gonna count them stats, but like, I think he'd be tired as hell. He was going both ways, like literally starting both ways.
Oh shit.
That's how it was with Travis Hunter, bro. He dropped a lot of passes playing both ways.
Cam Michael up here with 7.
Yeah, Cam be dropping shit, bro. I'm motherfucker be dropping shit. NIL ass nigga.
Pooh got 7, but he a freshman. How do you feel about that? 70 catches, but 7 drops.
I like the numbers. That's a lot of catches versus not a lot of drops. 37 touchdowns, 33 touchdowns. Wyatt, 25 with Cooper Reed, 23 with Porter. But look, he 23 with Henry and Porter had 22. He had 25 with Reed, and Hamilton had 21.
Balance right there.
Getting shit done. That's what getting shit done. Locke gonna be special too. Redshirt freshman. 92 catches, 988. He's gonna be special. 21 receiving touchdowns. He's a two-way player too. Morgan should come back. Redshirt, so I think he's gonna probably come back though. Still, Cam can't come back. But then you got Hannah down here. Pooh. Jelani Watkins finally turned it up his senior year. Andre Young was a dog all year. Xavier Saab balled out as a 5-star as a sophomore. Zeke Guzette. There's some guys. Sincere Brown out of here. His senior year, he went over 12, 11. He was a 1,000-yard receiver every year. Then your boy Zeke down here, 1366. Looking sharp. He got guys just fucking going crazy, bro.
Yeah, we cracked the late third 1,000-yard receiver. Singleton had like 900, but we got 3. I think everybody else shit is so y'all receivers is fucking not like old, but like y'all receivers is older.
Yeah,
I like
Wyatt,
Tennessee's got a young I
Wyatt will
think
be back.
Stan.
Sadler going at 95 overall, a little dangerous. I think Cooper as a junior, 89 overall, he should come
He's
back.
twerking with it, but
He right there because I had guys going the second round
I
at
was about to say if he ain't got the
89
right
overall.
shit, his shit might say 6th round. He gonna be pissy. He gonna be mad as hell because he's shitting with him. This is
Yeah,
exactly how Elijah
one of
got
the
out of
best.
here.
He one of the best receivers in the country. That's what
Yeah,
happened with Falk.
and then
With the
that's what I'm saying.
Heisman
This is a
winner.
trend right here. It was Fox, Elijah, this, and then somebody else lost a junior as a receiver too.
Me.
I was about to say, yeah, I was about to say you lost a junior, straight up junior as a receiver. So
And he was
I'm
only 87.
projecting because there's so many receivers too. I'm projecting Cooper Reed's out of here.
I'm telling you right now, if Cooper come back, what about Sharp? What's the year of
Sharp could come
Sharp?
back unless his
Sharp a
overall is
sophomore, yeah, 86.
he
Cooper come
back.
back, it's over with.
I can see that. That's a lot to guard out there on the field.
Henry a redshirt sophomore. Does Henry stay at 96 overall?
Fuck no. That's what I'm saying. He's got St. Clair, Henry, like Ohio State's now, bro. It's now or never, bro.
He got the same type of receiver room he had year 1 and 2, where they all going to go out together. Because Porter a redshirt junior. You got Henry as a redshirt sophomore. And Dixon a redshirt sophomore. Nigga shitting. It's a whole lot of
Windows,
receivers.
windows shopping, man. It's all about the windows.
Elijah Barris, practical son,
I
13-10,
was just
9
about to say,
touchdowns.
is that? I was gonna ask if that's who that was. I figured,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to make
I
sure.
wonder if he come back. Vincent Rain, look, he going crazy with the 6'6" wide receiver in Navarre, Florida. Vincent Rainman.
Do you feel like it's more throwing going on this year?
There's a lot of throwing going on this year,
I
bro.
was like,
Guys
it's a lot of
shitting.
throwing this year. I feel like not that it's not usually some good amount of throwing, but I think the right guys got the right quarterbacks for real. Arizona State was doing this last year with Achille, but I think Clemson being up here, Boone's clicking with the weapons that he got right now. I think this is one of my better passing years. Falk's always going to be up there. You're always going to be up there. But
Oregon got a 1,000-yard tight end in the building right now.
I was about to say you saw some Oregon, you saw Notre Dame with a couple receivers or a
Hmm.
receiver and some change up there, and I don't see a lot of running backs.
Yeah, nah, ain't a lot of running backs
Like, you know
going
what I'm
on right
saying?
now.
I think that's why I'm saying it. It's not a lot of running backs, so it's feeling like authentic passing of the football right now. So shout out to the league for not being bots.
Yes, sir.
Check down Charlie's.
Serious. Let's go
Texas
check this
Tech.
out before we get up out of here. Because my boy done hopped off. That shit scary. What happened?
Yeah,
We
what
ain't
the hell?
heard no
Yeah, what
pim
the?
pim pams. They still playing. He hopped out of chat though, but I ain't hear no pim 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 pams.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh. With that being said, we'll catch y'all in the next round. We're out of here.